So what I wanted to do for you guys is just kind of give you a little tour of the course so you kind of know what to expect. I've got my view on student right now, so you can kind of see what's going on. You see this is the bulletin board. You can see my information to the side. Um, when we scroll down a little bit, you can see the syllabus information. Um, You can see my phone number. You can call or text me at this phone number. If you call me, I may not answer. Just leave a message and I'll call you back. I have a 2-year-old. He's kind of loud, so sometimes I wait to call y'all back until my husband gets home from work because it's a little quieter. And then I can actually hear you and concentrate on what you're saying. If you look down a little bit more, you can see under course information, you can see all the syllabus information. You can click on your session, and when you click on it, it will open your syllabus. So this is the 18-week, and you can see these are the first 2 weeks. Our first due date is not till next week. Those dates are kind of highlighted yellow-orange. If something is highlighted yellow, that means that's something you need to turn in for a grade, and then the color that the thing is typed in will tell you how that's going to be graded, if it's going to be a quiz or a discussion or a test, or where you can expect that to show up. If you have something that is due on the due date, such as like this scientific notation quiz, that means you'll need to turn it in on that Wednesday as well. That will not be on the next due date, that'll be on that due date. So that's kind of how the syllabus works, and you can click on whatever your session is. If you need the acknowledgement form, it is right here. You can just click here. If you have trouble getting it to bring up or getting it to save, you can just print out the last 2 pages and then sign an initial and then take a picture or scan it and then submit it to Dropbox that way. Some people have trouble getting the PDF to save the information they want it to. Our synchronous sessions are Tuesdays at 6 p.m. If you click where it says click here, it will take you to Jigsaw, which is our new platform this semester. So when you click on it, it'll take you to Jigsaw. It'll bring in the login session. You're going to see my side because it thinks that it's me. So yours might look a little bit different, but you'll still kind of see the 4 panes. You'll see that there's a PowerPoint section. This is set up for the welcome session. You'll see there's a whiteboard section. There's a map where it shows where everyone's logging in from. It's not super detailed. It's not going to show your address or anything like that. It has the syllabuses in here, so you can download your syllabus as a PDF if you need to, and it has a picture of myself, my husband, and my almost 2-year-old from last year. That was our Christmas picture last year. So you can scroll down some more. You can see some news announcements, and you can see the user link section. In the user links, when we have Jigsaw sessions, right at the very top where it says housekeeping, you'll see it'll say like Jigsaw sessions, and it'll have all the recordings there. So even if you can't make a session, it will still show up for you, and you can still watch the recording. All of these course resources are pretty handy. I put these together for you. They have all the assignments for each unit, and they have like helpful hints. If you guys ask questions about the assignment, I will put the question and answer here. That way everybody gets the benefit of the answers. These are videos, YouTube videos that I made for my face-to-face students when I taught in the face-to-face classroom, but they're about all of these concepts. And then if you scroll down farther, there's videos from Khan Academy and other sorts of places that also go over this material. So in case you need basically like a second opinion for our course information and you don't like the way it was taught, or you just need it explained in a different way, you can go to the course resources and it'll have that extra information for you. So it's kind of helpful. You can scroll down to the news announcements. There's only a couple in the course right now because we just started. This is the same weekly update that you guys should have gotten as an email. Every week the weekly update will kind of tell you what we're studying that week. It'll have a link to the course resource that is applicable for that week. Usually I try to have some sort of helpful hint on there to kind of show you, to give you some help with the course. It has our weekly schedule so you can see what's due each day and kind of what is expected of you. And then it'll have the help session and it'll tell you what's going on. So for example, this week the help session is a welcome session, just kind of talking through the course, going over procedures, and it also has a link. Now if you want to see the content, you can just click course materials and then content. And then all the units are to the side, and then the math and physics is the first one. So if you click on that one, you'll see all this, and then you can just click the link, and it'll go to the content. It has questions, it has vocab words, there's practice problems, there's videos, there are practice worksheets. Now, in the past, the practice worksheets, y'all had to turn those in for a grade. It didn't matter if you got the concept after 3 questions, you still had to do all 20 questions and turn them in for a grade. They decided to do away with that, which I really like because then you only have to do as many as you feel like you need to. And then it also allows us to provide the solutions for you up front so you can kind of look at, as you're working through it, and you can kind of look and see, okay, I don't really understand this question. Let me see how they did it in the solutions. And so you can kind of help yourself that way. But that means they're not required. And so it's really important that you do these practice questions before you take the associated quiz. If you don't do the practice questions before you take the quiz, you may struggle with the quiz because that's the point of the quiz. So you can see there's some practice problems on this page. If we go to the next page, you see there's some sig-fig stuff, and then there's this quiz, sig-fig and international system. If you haven't done the practice problems on the previous page and the ones on this page, you might struggle with that quiz. Doesn't mean you need to do all of them, but at least do a few so you kind of know what to expect on that quiz. And that's going to be really important that you understand those. Now, if we go back to whenever you want to go to the main page, you can just click at the top where it says Physics AB, and you'll go to the main page. Something else that's kind of cool, I think, is the checklist. I used this when I was going through my orientation course. If you click the checklist, you can kind of just click on the assignments as you complete them, and that way, before you take the test, you need to do all of those assignments before you take the test, so you're ready for the test. It also kind of makes sure that you've done everything you need to do to get your grade, so you don't miss something and accidentally, don't do well on it. Now the next thing, you can go to assessments and discussion, and you can click on the discussion. For example, right now, students are working on the welcome discussion. So you can see my example post. You can scroll down and see what your students have written. When you're ready to make your own post, just click Start New Thread and write your own post. Something that's kind of nice to do is to maybe reply to a classmate that hasn't had a reply yet. It's kind of nice to know that at least someone read your post. And then when you're writing your post, make sure that you're using correct grammar, and when you respond to your classmates, you're using at least like 2 to 3 sentences. For example, I agree is not a really great response, but I agree because, or I liked what you said because, that is a better response because it kind of, it's a little more in-depth, and that will be a better way of getting full points. Now, from the assessment section, you can also go to the Dropbox folder, and you can see all of the Dropbox folders for the semester. They're all here, they're all open. You can work ahead as much as you want. The extra learning opportunities, these are basically your test corrections. So you can click on those, and when you're ready to do your test corrections, and it has the instructions for how to do test corrections in each folder. But once you've completed the test, a new news announcement will pop up that says, don't forget your test corrections. So you'll be able to see them that way. Let's pretend that I wanted to submit this Graphing Pennies lab. You can see that I've got some hints here for you. And you can see the rubric. The rubric is really nice because that's what I use to grade. So if you want to make sure that you get full points on your labs, you just look at the rubric and you make sure you've got everything in that level 4 section that is needed, and you get full points. So for example, data table 1 and 2, you have all that data in there, you get full points. For your 2 graphs, you have all of those bulleted points for each of your graphs, you get full points. What I do when I grade them is I just pull up your lab and I pull up the rubric and I just click which level your lab fits into. So if you've already checked the level 4 and made sure that you fit in the level 4, then you're going to get full points. When you're ready to submit, you can just you can hit add a file, and you can get a file from your computer or your OneDrive or wherever, and you just upload it. Make sure it's in one of our approved formats. You can leave a note if you want that says, I like this assignment, I hated this assignment. Whatever you want to put in there is perfectly fine. And then that's how you submit it. It'll go to me. If you submit it early, then sometimes I can grade it early. And then if you haven't done everything you need to get full points, you can fix it or correct it before the due date. So that's kind of an advantage to turning in things early. Now we can go down, and from the Dropbox we can go to assessments, and we can go down to quizzes, and you can see the quiz list. They're all here. You guys may or may not be able to see the final exam, but you won't be able to take it until our final exam window. So that's the one thing that you can't do early. So if it doesn't show up for you right now, that's fine. It'll show up during that window. Don't worry. And again, just to take a quiz, you'll just click on the quiz. And then it's got some information for me. Again, don't forget to show your work in units. And then at the bottom, it'll have a place where you can start the quiz. I'm not a real student, so it won't actually let me start the quiz, but that's kind of how the quizzes work. When you want to check your feedback, you can click on the, you can click on the down arrow where it says submissions, and it'll show your submissions if you've taken anything, and you can just click on it and you can view your quiz feedback. The next thing you can do is you can click on assessments, and you can go to grades and you can view your grade books. So you can see the grade you've gotten on all of your assignments. So now under gradebook, you can see all of the things that you have to do. You can see all of your quizzes. You can see the discussions, the labs, things like that. If you click to the right, once you've done something, you should be able to see the feedback right here. I just haven't done anything, so I don't have any feedback. And then here, once you've completed your discussion and I've graded it, you'll see your discussion feedback there. So that's kind of handy. And then when you look at the test, the final exam, you guys will be doing the A-B final exam, not the A and then the B. You'll just be doing each individual one. Now the handbook acknowledgement form, it shows up in the grade book, but it has a weight of 0, so it's not actually going to affect your grade, positively or negatively. So you don't have to worry about that, but we really, really do like to get those back. So if you can get those back, that would be really great. Now, we can go back to the main page, and you can see there's some student resources here for y'all. Here's the student handbook. You can see, guidance, some links, SAT questions, that kind of stuff. You can go here and you can page me if you have a question. Email's usually better, but you can page me. And then you can see if there's anything new. There'll be that little orange dot, and you can see that's a new piece of news announcement or whatever. So that's kind of how your course works. So I just wanted to give you guys a little tour so you kind of knew how it worked, especially since we have this new format this semester.